alone over here, so I'm taking my mask off. Well, okay. I had some technical issues with this video, and then I also had some emotional issues with this video. So I tried to film it a few times. There will be clips from a few different days in this video, so bear with me if you see it switch from like rainy to sunny. Honestly, going out and filming in public and talking to myself, talking to the camera, is a little bit panic-inducing sometimes for me, but I am getting used to it. I feel like people have this idea that YouTubers are really extroverted, confident, outgoing people who just like don't care and can, not don't care, but like don't care about being looked at or whatever. As a living example that is not true. It does take some major getting used to, and it does take an overwhelming desire to share something in order to make myself want to do it. Luckily, I do have an overwhelming desire to share some really interesting things with you guys and have some cool conversations. It's raining nuts. My desire to share those things with you overwhelms my desire to not film myself in public. So I'm working on it. And if 2020 is anything, I would say it is a year to be like, well, let's just give it a try. There's probably tons and tons of people doing exactly the same thing. Are you doing something? Are you trying something? And if you are trying something, is it difficult or uncomfortable or hard? Or honestly, if you're not trying anything except trying not to get out of bed until you absolutely have to go to the bathroom, I fully support that as well. Also, kind of here in what sounds like an aviary, but is actually a very beautiful little slice of Inokashira Park. Inokashira Park is, I guess, the Central Park of Western Tokyo, you could say. It's nowhere near as big as Central Park, but it does have a very beautiful lake in the center. It has a zoo, it has a shrine, and a lot of other really cool facilities. It's also the home to the Ghibli Museum, and actually they just, because of Corona, they had like time where they were closed, so they redid the cafe area and everything in the museum. And so Miyazaki was actually there like 2 weeks ago for an interview in the cafe, and not gonna lie, I was fangirling a little bit over the idea of being in such close proximity to him. Inokashira Park is connected to Kichijoji. It's right next to Kichijoji, which is the neighborhood that I live near and where I kind of want to show you today. It's a really cool neighborhood filled with lots of cafes, an inordinate amount of Italian restaurants for whatever reason. I don't know, there's so much pasta. It's really nice to be able to live so close to a huge amount of nature in the middle of Tokyo. Not in the middle of Tokyo, in the middle of Western Tokyo. However, it is a really convenient neighborhood as well. You can hop on the train and be in Shibuya or Shinjuku in 15 to 30 minutes. So it is kind of obvious why it would be a really desirable place to live. Why I chose to live in this area did have a lot to do with the park. Where I lived in Seoul was also really close to a big park, and I realized that having that green space in my life was super, super important to like my general well-being. And living in the middle of the city with absolutely no greenery or like, you know, a corner park around was just not gonna work for me. So the quality of life here is definitely higher. The rent is also definitely higher, but that's Tokyo. Like I said, it's gonna be a few days worth of footage, so I'll try to show you what it looks like when it's sunny and what it looks like when it's a little rainy and what it looks like closer to the evening time, so you can get a good idea. Yeah, let's go. The crow sounds like it's saying Anya. Also, if you guys enjoy watching the videos, please remember to subscribe and hit the little notification bell to be notified about new videos. In case I have another mental breakdown and don't upload for like 2 weeks, then you can get a notification when I do. So it does mean a lot, and it's really helpful, and it's like the #1 motivating thing. If people subscribe and comment and like, it really makes me want to get out there and film myself being awkward in public. So if you would like to see more of that, please. So there's this area in the park that has these really interesting vending machines. This one, as you can see, has really spicy stuff in it. There's also another vending machine here that sells bread in a can, and also some larvae of some kind, like bee larvae in a can. There's 2 kinds of larvae, but I don't really know the difference. Or maybe one of them is crickets and the other one is larvae. It's like the main road coming up from the park, and there's a lot of really neat shops on this street. A lot of cool vintage places and bakeries and stuff like that. I'll also definitely be doing a video about some of the vintage shops, the vintage clothing shops that are in Kichijoji. Fair warning though, a lot of vintage places in Japan can be quite expensive. So it's not exactly the same as like your Goodwill or Salvation Army shopping experience. It's often kind of curated vintage stuff. Oh my gosh. There's a bus passing. It's gonna be loud. So this is Kichijoji Station. As you can see, in contrast to the park, around the station it's actually really busy. I was originally going to come really early in the morning so that there were no people, but I thought that a more accurate representation of the area would be to come in the middle of the day when there are a lot of people, and this is what it looks like. Inside the station itself, there's a lot of shopping areas, places to eat, cafes, and stuff like that. I really like this little area. It becomes like pop-up shops, and they sell all kinds of different things. So right now we're passing underneath the station and going to the other side. One of my favorite parts about Kichijoji, this exists in actually a lot of places in Japan, but it's the covered shopping streets. It's really nice because when it's super sunny or cold or raining, all these shops are still easy to access. You don't have to get soaking wet. It's kind of, the whole thing isn't enclosed, so it's not air conditioned, but all the air conditioning from the shops comes out, so it's really nice and cool in the summer. It's not too cold in the winter. It's really nice. There's a really pretty shrine or temple, I think it's a shrine, inside of this covered walkway. So as you can probably tell, this area is a little bit more of the heavily developed area in Kichijoji, but there are definitely places that are less busy and also just a little bit more of a local quiet feel to them. So I'm also gonna go check out some of those areas. This guy is coming home with me. That cute little watering can thing from that store. This is my favorite little local place to get some foreign foods. It has kind of not a ton of American stuff, but there's so much construction going on. There's some Pringles and chocolates from the US, and then there's a lot of British, Italian, Spanish food in there as well. It's really loud, so I'll just go show you inside. The chip selection. This is a lie. They're the export version and they don't taste like regular Cheetos. It's really sad. These, on the other hand, no, not those. Sorry. are my favorite. Tons of Chinese spices. Spam. And also taco stuff. Really good selection of organic stuff here. There's like this music is making me nervous, but there's like vegan snack bars and raw, vegetarian and vegan and gluten-free, all kinds of stuff. I was gonna show you all the spices, and I still am, except now it's with the Pirates of the Caribbean soundtrack in the background. I'm not sure who chose the music for this store, but I approve. For those of you who are super sensitive to caffeine like I am, I really love this brand. They make a decaf version of just about every tea, like major flavor of tea you can think of, and some interesting ones too. So a huge selection of Lindor truffles. I'm trying not to laugh. I honestly do not know what is going on with the music in this store. I'm leaving with the serenade of the Batman theme song. Is one of my favorite areas. It's a little bit quieter, more relaxed than the main area of Kichijoji. There's a lot of really cute shops. It's actually starting to rain, so maybe we will stop by a cafe and wait out the rain. This is a really cute donut shop, and you can actually buy the donuts and take them to this cafe that's right next door, which I think is what we will do. Got a strawberry donut. They have all of these really cute Halloween themed donuts. It's a cake donut, but it's really, really soft, and it's not dry at all. And actually the donut part itself is not really sweet at all either. So only the top frosting part is nice and sweet. So I actually ordered a latte with half a shot of espresso because I'm really sensitive to caffeine, and I love the taste of coffee, but I don't do anything with like more than a tiny bit of caffeine. My biggest pet peeves, I guess? No, it's not a pet peeve. One of the things that like weirdly bothers me about Japan is that there are so many salons. There is a hair salon like every block. And I always say, man, I wish some of these cool hair salons were cafes instead, because they're always in like such nice locations and whatever. So this is the icing on the cake. This is a hair salon called Coffee. Uniqlo has these really weird, realistic cats happening. It's really loud in here and very busy, as you can see. This is the department store basement, which is a very famous. Most department store basements in Japan have tons and tons of food, bakeries and stuff to take home, juice bars, anything you can think of. And this one is in the bottom of one of the malls that's in Kichijoji station, and it's pretty busy. To the department store, I decided to get a couple of department store food items for dinner. Let's go home and I'll show you them. There's a really cool area in Kichijoji called Harmonica Alley. A lot of things are closed right now because of Corona, and for the same reason I'm also not gonna go in there right now, because as the name sounds like, it's a lot of like really crowded little alleys with a bunch of cool shops lined up back to back. It's really, really neat, and hopefully it will be revitalized once Corona gets under control. clothes. I realized I forgot to show you guys the pretty card I got from the little postcard store that we visited. I don't exactly know. I think they're plums, but they're pretty. Thank you guys for joining me in going around Kichijoji today, even though it started raining, got a little gloomy. As you saw, there's just so much to explore around here. And of course, while I'm gonna be going all over Tokyo and taking you guys with me, Kichijoji is close to where I live and it's a really cool area. So I do look forward to showing you guys more in depth. And now, itadakimasu, which means bon appetit in Japanese. Let's eat. This is a green onion and tuna roll, one of my favorites. 안녕하세요.